Good morning, everyone. I hope you all have done 3 chapters in macroeconomics with me. Today I'm going to start with a new chapter in macroeconomics in class 12th, that is balance of payment. The weightage of this chapter in CBSE board examination is 6 marks. Till now, we have talked about those transactions which are undertaken within our country. Now we will talk about those transactions in this chapter which are undertaken outside the countries or with the rest of the world. In this video, I will cover about foreign exchange rate. Each nation has its own currency. When monetary transactions are conducted within the national borders, payments are made in the domestic currency. And India's domestic currency is rupee. And if we want to make payment within our country, we have to make payment in rupee. When payments are made across national borders, foreign exchange is needed. It is because every nation wants the payment in their own currency. Topics which we'll cover in foreign exchange rate are as follows. Meaning of fixed exchange rate system, flexible exchange rate system and managed floating. Determination of exchange rate in free market. Let's begin with the foreign exchange. Foreign exchange means foreign currencies. All currencies other than the domestic currency of a given country are called foreign exchange. For example, all currencies other than Indian rupee are foreign exchange for India. You can see here these are few foreign currencies or foreign exchange for India. Australian dollar, Bahrain dinar, Canadian dollar, Danish kroner, euro, New Zealand dollar, pound, all these are the foreign currency. For India, US dollar, British pound and Japanese yen are universally accepted currencies. That means they are accepted all over the world. But no nation will accept Indian rupee outside India as a means of international payment. So we need foreign currency or foreign exchange to make our import payments. Now I will tell you about foreign exchange rate. Foreign exchange rate is also known as forex rate. It is the price of one currency in terms of another. It links the currencies of different countries and enable comparison of international cost and prices. For example, if we have to pay rupees 76 for $1, then exchange rate is rupees 76 per dollar. We can write it like this also, $1 is equal to 76 rupees. We also can call foreign exchange rate as external value of the currency. Here are few foreign exchange rate. US dollar INR, that means $1 is equal to 75.58 dollar. 1 euro is equal to 85.53 rupee. 1 Great Britain pound is equal to 96.15 rupee. Now we will discuss about types of foreign exchange rate. First type of foreign exchange rate is fixed exchange rate. In this exchange rate system, the government fixes the exchange rate at a particular level. The basic purpose for adopting this system is to ensure stability in foreign trade and capital movements. A typical fixed exchange rate system was associated with the gold standard system of 1870 to 1914. Under the gold standard system, all currencies were defined in terms of gold. For example, in America, $1 can buy 500 grams of gold. and in India 1 rupee can buy 50 grams of gold, then $1 will be equal to 500 divided by 50, that comes to as 10. $1 is equal to 10 rupee. The exchange rate in terms of gold will be as $1 is equal to 10 rupees. This is also known as mint part value of exchange. The central bank actively uses its foreign exchange reserves to maintain the officially determined exchange rate under fixed exchange rate system. Now we can summarize the definition of fixed exchange rate as an exchange rate between the two currencies fixed at government level is called fixed exchange rate. Now we will discuss about increase in exchange rate and decrease in exchange rate in a fixed exchange rate system. The term we use is when government increases the exchange rate in fixed exchange rate system is devaluation, and the term we use is when government decreases the exchange rate in fixed exchange rate system is revaluation. Devaluation is in a fixed exchange rate system when some government action increases the exchange rate, thereby making domestic currency cheaper. It refers to a fall in the external value of currency planned by the government in terms of all currencies under fixed exchange rate system. In India, government has announced a fall in the external value of rupee, that is devaluation, in the year 1949, 1966 and 1991. That was the reform period. In devaluation, price of domestic currency is reduced in terms of all foreign currencies. For example, let's suppose the given exchange rate system is fixed exchange rate and government has decided this exchange rate $1 is equal to 60 rupees, and from this now government has increased exchange rate to $1 is equal to 61 rupees. This is the devaluation of Indian rupee. It makes domestic goods cheaper in foreign country as more of domestic goods can be purchased with the same amount of foreign currency. Here, from the point of view of Americans, Indian products will be cheaper. Earlier, from $1 they were buying goods worth rupees 60. Now they can buy from $1 goods worth rupees 61. So in case of devaluation, India's export will increase. Next term is revaluation, when the government decreases the exchange rate, thereby making domestic currency costlier in a fixed exchange rate system. It is known as revaluation. Or we can say when the government of a country through its official action increases the external value of its currency. It is called revaluation. For example, if the government changes dollar rupee exchange rate from $1 is equal to 60 rupees to $1 is equal to 55 rupees, it implies revaluation of Indian rupee. Now, from the point of view of Indians, they have to pay less rupee to purchase goods worth rupees $1. So in case of revaluation, Indian imports will increase. The second type of exchange rate system is flexible exchange rate. This diagram is very similar to the market equilibrium that you have studied in your class 11th in microeconomics. This is the demand curve, this is the supply curve, and where demand and supply curve intersects, we get the equilibrium. This is the demand curve of foreign exchange, and this is the supply curve of foreign exchange, and E is the equilibrium where demand curve and supply curve intersects each other, and here P is the rate of exchange or exchange rate. Q is the quantity demanded and quantity supplied of dollar. Flexible exchange rate is determined by the market forces of demand and supply of foreign currency. It is also known as floating exchange rate. The value of currency is allowed to fluctuate freely according to changes in demand and supply of foreign exchange, and there is no government intervention in the foreign exchange market. We can summarize the flexible exchange rate as it is that exchange rate which is determined where the demand curve of foreign exchange intersects with the supply of foreign exchange. Now let's proceed further towards determination of exchange rate in free market, that is the flexible exchange rate. In a free market without central bank intervention, the exchange rate is determined by the market forces of demand and supply of foreign exchange. Equilibrium exchange rate is the rate at which market demand and the supply of foreign exchange are equal. This is similar to the market equilibrium, where the demand curve and the supply curve intersect each other, or demand for a good and supply of a good are equal. We got the equilibrium there. Now let's understand determination of exchange rate with the help of this example. Quantity supply and quantity demand of foreign exchange are measured on the x-axis, and exchange rate or price of dollar here is measured on y-axis. DD is the downward sloping demand curve and SS is the upward sloping supply curve of foreign exchange. Both the curves intersect each other at point E. It is the equilibrium point, and R is the equilibrium rate of exchange. Here R is 61.50. So exchange rate determined by the forces of demand and supply of foreign exchange is as $1 is equal to 61.50 rupee. If exchange rate increases from 61.50 to 63, that means now exchange rate is $1 is equal to 63 rupees, then there will be excess supply of foreign currency. That means supply of foreign currency will be greater than the demand of foreign currency. And if exchange rate is decreased from 61.50 to rupees 60, now the exchange rate is $1 is equal to 60 rupees, then there will be excess demand. That means demand for foreign exchange will be greater than the supply of foreign exchange. Now let's discuss about the sources of demand for foreign exchange. First is imports. The largest demand for foreign exchange comes from the importers, who have to make payment for imports of goods and services. Next source of demand for foreign exchange is foreign transfer payments. Foreign exchange is demanded for making unilateral transfers such as gifts and other transfer payments. For making investment abroad, foreign exchange is demanded. If we want to invest in land, shares or bonds abroad, we will demand foreign exchange. Tourism abroad. Foreign currency is needed for foreign travel. For example, if Indians want to visit abroad on a vacation, they will be demanding foreign exchange. Foreign exchange speculations. Demand for foreign exchange arises when speculators want to make gains from the changes in foreign exchange rate. You are familiar with this diagram. This is the demand curve and it is always downward sloping, but this demand curve is the demand curve of foreign exchange. On x-axis we will take quantity demanded of foreign exchange and on y-axis we will take price of foreign exchange. We can say that demand for foreign exchange is inversely related to the price of foreign exchange. Suppose if we talk about India and USA, then the demand curve for dollar will be negatively sloping. This means the demand curve for dollar will be having inverse relationship between the price of dollar in rupees and its quantity demanded. You can see here in the diagram, earlier the price was P and quantity was Q. As the price decreased to P1, the quantity demanded for foreign exchange, that is dollar, we are talking about dollar, will increase from Q to Q1. If the price of dollar decreases, then Indians will require fewer rupees to buy American goods. So Indians will buy more of cheaper US goods and they will be requiring more dollar for this purpose. So demand for dollar will increase when the price of dollar decreases. Now these are the following sources of supply of foreign exchange. First one is export. Exporters are the major source of supply of foreign exchange. Exporters, when sell goods and services abroad, they receive foreign exchange or foreign currency. Next source of supply of foreign exchange is foreign investment. Foreigners bring foreign exchange with them when they wish to undertake any economic activity in other country. Recently, Facebook has done foreign investment in Reliance Jio. So India has received foreign exchange with this transaction. Next source of supply of foreign exchange is foreign tourism. When foreign tourists come to India, they bring foreign currency to our country. Next source of supply of foreign exchange is factor income earned from abroad, remittances from abroad, or for example, non-resident Indians are sending gifts or making transfer payments to their relatives who are residing in India, and loan and grants from abroad, interest received on loan to abroad. These all are the sources of supply of foreign exchange or foreign currency. When exchange rate increases or there is fall in the value of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency under flexible exchange rate system, it is known as depreciation of domestic currency. Here is the definition of depreciation of domestic currency. It indicates that the value of rupees in terms of dollar has fallen and the value of dollar in terms of rupee has risen. Increase in exchange rate implies that the price of foreign currency, that is dollar, in terms of domestic currency, that is rupee, has increased. This is called depreciation of domestic currency, that is rupees, in terms of foreign currency, that is dollars. Let us suppose that the given exchange rate is $1 is equal to 70 rupees. Now the exchange rate has increased to $1 is equal to 76 rupees. This will reduce the value of rupee, that is our domestic currency. Earlier, Indians were paying 70 rupees to purchase goods worth rupees $1. Now, Indians will pay 76 rupees more amount they have to pay to purchase goods worth rupees $1. This is the decrease in the value of domestic currency, that is rupee. And we can also say that this is the increase in the exchange rate. Let's summarize the definition of depreciation. Depreciation is the fall in the value of domestic currency due to fluctuation in demand and supply of foreign exchange. Or we also say like this, in depreciation the price of domestic currency falls in terms of foreign currency under flexible exchange rate system. Let's understand the concept of depreciation of domestic currency, that is rupee, with the help of this diagram. This is the demand curve of foreign exchange and this is the supply curve of foreign exchange. E1 is the equilibrium of exchange rate, that is this $1 is equal to 70 rupees, and when demand curve shifts to D2, that means there is increase in the demand for foreign exchange. Now the new equilibrium exchange rate is E2, which leads to the exchange rate, that is $1 is equal to 75 rupees now. This is the increase in exchange rate due to increase in the demand for foreign exchange. This will lead to fall in the value of domestic currency, that is rupee, in this example. When there is depreciation of Indian rupee, more goods can be purchased by Americans from India. That is meant by Indian exports to USA will increase. On other hand, foreign goods now will become more expensive than before because we have to pay more rupees for imports now. So our imports will decrease and our export will increase in case of depreciation of Indian rupee. Let's suppose the given exchange rate here is $1 is equal to 50 rupees and you want to purchase good worth rupees $10. According to this exchange rate, you have to pay 500 rupees. And when exchange rate increases from $1 is equal to 50 rupees to $1 is equal to 55 rupees, in this case the Indian rupee is depreciating. And again you want to purchase good worth rupees $10. In this exchange rate you will have to pay 550 rupees. That means now the same good is expensive for you. Earlier you were paying only rupees 500 when the exchange rate was $1 is equal to 50 rupees. Now you are paying 550 rupees, that is more than the 500 when exchange rate increases to $1 is equal to 55. That means for Indians, foreign goods will become more expensive when the Indian currency will depreciate. Devaluation and depreciation are the same as they both mean a fall in the value of domestic currency, but devaluation is under fixed exchange rate system and depreciation is under flexible exchange rate system. Now we will discuss about the who are the winners and losers in case of devaluation and depreciation of Indian rupee. Winners are the exporters because for Americans Indian goods will be more cheaper. Domestic tourist industry, more foreigners will come to India on foreign tours for them. Workers gaining jobs in export industry, economic growth might increase. It will lead to increase in gross domestic product, because when export is increasing, export is one of the component of our national income. We have studied in national income chapter also. In expenditure method, net export was one of the component for calculating national income. So when export will increase, it will lead to economic growth of the country. Current account deficit will also improve. I will explain this current account deficit in balance of payment topic. That means when export of goods and services are greater than import of goods and services, we have the surplus. And when import of goods and services are greater than the export of goods and services, we have the deficit. So when exports are increasing, it will definitely improve the current account deficit. Who are the loser in case of devaluation and depreciation? Importers will be on loss. Residents who want to go on holiday abroad, firms who buy imported raw material, those on fixed income wages who see inflation rise faster, foreign exporters, and tourist industry abroad. Now let's discuss about the appreciation of domestic currency. In a flexible exchange rate system, when the price of domestic currency, that is rupee, in terms of foreign currency, that is dollar, increases, it is called appreciation of the domestic currency, that is rupee, in terms of foreign currency, that is dollars. This means that the value of rupee relative to dollar has increased and we need to pay fewer rupees in exchange for $1. Let's suppose the given exchange rate is $1 is equal to 76 rupees. Now the exchange rate changes to $1 is equal to 70 rupees. This is the decrease in exchange rate, and this will lead to the rise in the value of domestic currency, that is rupee. And now domestic currency will become more valuable. Now domestic currency, that is rupee, can buy more goods from the USA, because earlier Indians were paying 76 rupees to purchase good worth rupees $1. Now they have to pay only 70 rupees to pay for the good worth rupees $1. That means they are paying lesser amount of rupee now. This will lead to increase in the imports of India. On the other hand, foreigners can purchase less goods with the same amount of dollars. So USA will import less goods from India and our exports to USA will decrease. We can say that in case of appreciation, our exports will decrease and our imports will increase. Let's understand the concept of appreciation of Indian rupee with the help of this diagram. On x-axis we have taken the quantity of foreign exchange, here it is dollars, and on y-axis we are taking the price of dollar or the exchange rate. DD is the demand curve and SS is the supply curve. E is the equilibrium exchange rate. And now let's suppose due to foreign investment, supply of foreign currency or dollar increases to S1 and the exchange rate will decrease from 61 to 60. Earlier the exchange rate was $1 is equal to 61 rupee. Now the exchange rate become $1 is equal to 60 rupees. That means it will lead to increase in the value of domestic currency, that is rupee. With this, India's imports will increase and India's export will decrease. Now the third type of exchange rate system is managed floating exchange rate system. Basically this is the mixture of fixed exchange rate system and the flexible exchange rate system. It is also known as dirty floating. In this, the exchange rate is determined by the forces of demand and supply of foreign exchange, but central bank intervene to buy and sell foreign currencies in an attempt to moderate exchange rate movements. whenever they feel that such actions are appropriate. In this, we can say that official reserve transactions are not equal to zero. India is having this type of exchange rate system since 1994. In this hybrid exchange rate system, the exchange rate is basically determined in the foreign exchange market through the forces of demand and supply of foreign exchange. But during extreme fluctuations, the central bank in India, Reserve Bank of India, intervenes in the foreign exchange market. The objective to minimize the fluctuations in the exchange rate of rupee. This was all about the topic foreign exchange rate in the chapter balance of payment. Thank you.